welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I'm Roxana. So today's video is another one of my Decade Ears series videos. If you're new to my channel, back in January I started this new series called Decade Ears, and basically every single month I'm going to be giving you guys a new ear DIY based on different decades. January was 1950s. Last month was the 80s, and then this month I had originally planned on doing the 90s. However, with all the madness that's going on, I'm not able to do my 90s ears yet. I do plan on doing my 90s ears, just not this month. The store, for those of you who are new, I'm from Illinois, and Illinois is currently on lockdown. Which means only places that are essential are open. And I'm not working, so my job is clearly not deemed as essential. I'm not gonna get too much into that. Let's not make this too depressing. Anyways, the store that I was gonna go to get the supplies to make my 90s ears is closed due to all the madness. However, I found an alternative decade that I was gonna save for later on. But it is what it is. So we're doing 20s inspired ears. This was a Flappers girl costume dress that my mom had. My mom and dad a while back went to a Great Gatsby party that the company that my mom works for had. And then the trim for the ears is that this, believe it or not, this was on the flapper dress. So this trim was on the flapper dress, and I'm using it for the ears. Since everything's closed. And then this black bow, which I already had. I got this from Hobby Lobby. I already had this, so I figured might as well use it for something. So I'm using this for the bow, and then I'm using the feather to go onto the bow. If you were to look up pictures of flapper girls, they would wear this headband and often a feather and some sort of embellishment would be on the headbands that they wore. And then this red sequin fabric that I already had on hand. It's going to be used for the headband. And then hot glue sticks. I know in one of my more recent videos I ran out of hot glue sticks. I was lucky enough to find some at Walmart when I did recently I did a run for essentials, and I'm like, let me grab hot glue sticks. And then a trim for the headband, and then fabric scissors, cardboard. This cardboard came from a box. We get a ton of boxes and packages come in, so that's what I use. An ear spacing template, and then a foam and batting template, and then a ear cutting line template, and then some polyfill. Alright. And then obviously a hot glue gun. So let's get right into it. Alright, so here I am starting with the fabric for the headband, I am covering the headband in that red sequined fabric. I glued it down section by section, and then I added the trim for the lining. And then with cardboard, I traced the foam and batting template, and then glued the Flapper Girl dress fabric onto the cardboard, stuffed them, and then glued the front and back piece together. I only left the fringing part on the front of the ear and not the back of the ear. And then I took the red sequined trim and section by section glued it onto the ears. And then I got my ear spacing template out and then placed the headband and ears on where I wanted them to be before gluing them down. And then before doing that, I glued the feather to the bow so that I had it ready. And then once I had the feather and bow glued together, I then glued down the ears where I wanted them to be. And because this was a very stretchy fabric, it was very forgiving too, I decided to add on extra glue to the bottom so that it would adhere better to the headband. So I added a generous amount of glue to the bottom, firmly pressing down, holding it down for a few seconds. And then I put it back on the spacing template and then took the other ear, put another generous amount of glue to that ear. And then I glued that down and firmly pressed down onto the headband. And then any glue strings, I kind of just clean them up. Then I took the bow and feather and put a dot of glue to the bottom of the bow. Place it to the center. And then firmly press down. Then I added a little bit more glue to the back so that the feather would stay put in place. All right, and then you are completely finished once you have the bow glued on. And then this is what the ears look like when they're finished.